Yes, I think Isola Akai and his cornerman will have told Edwards that it's slipping away from him. He does need to go out there and dictate for at least a couple of rounds just to reverse the deficit that's built up.
Smith taking a breather here, I think. Well, Edwards caught with the left there, and his legs wobbled. Well, he must have been hurt. He's holding on now to Georgie Smith. Edwards still shaking his head, but Smith's coming on strong.
Yes, he might have been taking a breather in the first half of the round. He's certainly using that saved energy in the second. Very good
right
round.
Hand again and left hook. And he can shake his head all he likes. We know it, and Georgie Smith knows that he's been hurt.
Yes, he won't want to be taking too many more of those rights.
Now it's Smith's turn. That was a great round, but probably edged by Georgie Smith. Although he himself was caught at the end of that round. And that was the right hand that started it.
That's a good one too. They're driving Edwards back into the corner, and Smith certainly didn't let him off the hook, putting his whole shoulders into that right cross.
Edwards was keen to hold on to, caught with a good right hand, but anytime he could, he was hanging on there. Oh, great right hand, and the left hook to follow.
And referee Larry O'Connell having a look at Edwards there, just to make sure that he wasn't suffering too badly from those.
Well, they're lazy shots more than tired shots from Georgie Smith.
As he must be wondering, after landing his Sunday punch a few times in the last round, and Edwards stood up throughout it, he must be wondering about whether it is possible to stop this man. And of course that also brings out the apprehension perhaps about having to go 10 rounds for the first time. So I think he may be taking it easy just to make sure that he doesn't punch himself out.
But he's still holding centre, and he's still countering beautifully. Edwards not doing much himself.
I think Smith must be well aware that he is ahead despite that early knockdown against him, and if Edwards doesn't want to make the round too much like hard work, then there's no real incentive for Smith to go out and do so either. If he wants to take it easy, he can afford to. taking it easy, of course, is a relative term. Neither of these boys have done much have stinted much in their efforts in the 8th round so far.
Well, that left hook is countering the right southpaw lead of Richie Edwards every time from Georgie Smith. And again we see it come over the top as Edwards aims for the body of Smith. One of these lads needs to land a couple of punches at the end of this round to maybe sway the referee. Neither did so. Georgie Smith looks confident.
It's whether he won that round or shared it, who knows, but...
There's Julius Francis, the heavyweight fighting for the vacant Commonwealth title next, top of the bill. Just getting his sparring mitts on so he can warm up on the pads. Important to be very, very warm and even sweating when you come into the ring. Looking very, very serious back to this fight. It's a good shot. See both boxers, both looking tired.
Each of them bouncing on balls of their feet before the bell to start the 9th, as if to show the other, I'm not tired at all, really. But clearly both are suffering a little from their exertions in what has been a gruelling fight.
It's the left jab and the left hook that's scoring the points for Georgie Smith, but will it be the big right hand that does the damage?
Certainly Smith doesn't seem to be having any problems with Edwards' southpaw stance. In fact, it's the reverse, and Edwards is finding it almost impossible to get past that left.
Edwards finding it very difficult to get through, and he needs to start feinting and triggering the leads of Georgie Smith and then countering himself, because he's falling short, he's leaning in and being picked off with the jab and the left hook from Georgie Smith. He's constantly out of range.
One thing about Smith that always impresses me is his balance. He's a very good mover. Very rarely do you see him looking awkward, and he's just, each time Edwards comes forward, he's just drifting that foot or so back or to the side, and Edwards is finding it very difficult to nail him.
Aggressive stuff now from Smith. And he's not a youngster, Gareth. At 25, really looks very young, but he's not. He's really got to get going in his career now at this rate.
Well, he did lose a year, of course, when he got involved with some well-publicised drug trouble.